Coming up in your 10 o'clock news, shutdown suspense, the latest from Capitol Hill following a vote from the House and the Senate passed funding deal. Plus, the Aurora Borealis gives an amazing show on Tuesday night.
It's like the perfect solar storm.
We take a look at the science behind the spectacular show and later.
How's she going, John, Amy, and Butte? A lot of food coming in and going out of the Butte Emergency Food Bank. I'll tell you who's donating.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Well, thank you for trusting KRTV for your 10 o'clock news. I'm Tom Wiley. First this evening. The House was in session this evening for the first time since September to debate and vote on the Senate-passed funding deal aimed at ending the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. CBS News' Erica Brown brings us the latest from Washington.
On this vote, the yeas are 222, the nays are 209. The bill is passed.
After convening for the first time in nearly 2 months, the House passed a funding bill Wednesday to end the government shutdown.
We feel very relieved tonight. The Democrat shutdown is finally over, thanks to House and Senate Republicans who stood together to get the job done. I'm really sad that it took us so long to get here. There was so much pain that had to be endured to get to this point.
The bill funds the government through the end of January, extends funding for SNAP benefits for a full year, and reverses shutdown-related layoffs of federal workers. But the legislation does not include the extension to Affordable Care Act tax credits that Democrats say is critical to lower premiums, leaving many in the party concerned about the cost.
In this country, the wealthiest country in the history of the world, it can't be the case that health care is simply a privilege for the wealthy. We believe as Democrats that health care has to be a right, and a right that's affordable and available to every single American in the United States.
Now that the amended bill has made it through the House, it goes to President Trump for his signature, which would officially mark the end of the government shutdown. Air travelers continue to feel the impact of the shutdown, with flight cancellations and delays continuing at travel hubs across the country. Erica Brown at CBS News, Capitol Hill.
If your social media feed looked like a rainbow last night, you weren't alone. People all across Montana caught a glimpse of the northern lights. MTN's Megan Elaine explains where the skies lit up and what's behind the colorful display.
So I was one of those people last night out on my porch in my pajamas and slippers trying to see the northern lights. Maybe you saw them too. They were all over my Instagram feed. From the foothills of Butte to Bozeman backyards, I had to figure out the scientific reasoning this is happening. So of course I went to an expert. Thankfully, he wasn't that far away. Hey Matt, can you talk for a sec?
Sure. It's like the perfect solar storm.
Meteorologist Matt Elwell broke it down for me, simply.
Really, it's that interaction through the magnetic field with that sun's energy that causes this.
In these videos, you see greens and pinks and reds dance through the sky. Matt explained the colors coordinate with different molecules and react differently. Red auroras are way up in the atmosphere. Green auroras from oxygen, and nitrogen creates the pink. So I drove to MSU to ask some folks about what they thought about the Fantasia-looking light display. Hey, excuse me, can I ask you a really random question? I saw the northern lights last night.
I did.
Were you surprised to see them?
No, everyone and their mother had it on their stories already.
Some students were luckier than others when viewing Tuesday's aurora.
I looked out the window and I didn't see anything, and then I heard that you need like your phone to look at them.
So why does that happen? Why does the camera see it better than your eyes?
To get answers, I hopped on Zoom with Dr. Joseph Shaw, MSU professor and director of the Optical Technology Center.
You have to hold the camera steady for several seconds, 5 seconds or so. And what it's doing is collecting the light during that period. Your eyes can't do that. Your eyes collect light in a period of time that is about 1/30th of a second.
Dr. Shaw explained the geometric storm was rare, for its early night visibility to its reach all the way to South America. He even showed me these photos he captured in Arizona. He says in Bozeman, the best place to see the aurora is north and where less light pollution is.
But apparently they're happening tonight, so I'm going to be looking out for that.
Both meteorologists Matt Elwell and Dr. Shaw recommend tonight just stepping outside
and looking up. You never know what you're going to see.
In Bozeman, Megan Elaine, MTN News.
And many of you didn't just learn about what causes these brilliant colors, you saw it firsthand. Take a look at these stunning views of the northern lights in our viewing area. Greens, purples, even hints of red lit up the night sky. Some captured the glow right from their own backyard. Others made it a late night drive to find the perfect view. If you missed it last night, don't worry. The lights are expected to make an appearance again this evening. With more on that, let's send it over to meteorologist Ryan Dennis.
Yeah, the Aurora Borealis put on an epic show last night, by far the best show of 2025. And here in Montana, we had a front row seat of the northern lights last night. Tonight, a strong geomagnetic storm is ongoing once again, so the northern lights have been visible throughout much of the central and northern U.S. Overall, though, the show tonight has not been quite as good as it was last night. And here in Montana, we have been dealing with a lot more cloud cover tonight, especially within north central Montana, so that has limited the visibility of the northern lights. The northern lights are visible right now, but since we have that cloud cover, we really can't see them. But that cloud cover has started to diminish, and it will continue to diminish as we go through the next few hours. So if you do want to see the northern lights, make sure you get away from city lights and have a clear view of the northern horizon. As we head into tomorrow, we are going to have increasing wind throughout the day, and it will be unseasonably warm. A few locations may even set a new record high temperature tomorrow. And I'll let you know how warm it's going to be tomorrow in my full forecast in a few minutes.
Following up on a story we first told you about, many Montana farmers are still struggling and waiting on federal aid. Back on October 23rd, the USDA reopened 2,100 Farm Service Agency offices across the country in an effort to help farmers access $3 billion in federal aid. Montana Farmers Union President Walter Schweitzer says some farmers have seen some payments come in, but others are sitting on checks from vendors that must have FSA and USDA official signatures before they can be deposited, and that's not happening.
They're scared. You know, they have to face their bankers this fall, this winter, to get their loans renewed, and prices are low, and lower than they anticipated, and a lot of crop hasn't been sold.
And this might not even be the biggest problem for farmers across the nation. Loans are coming due. Schweitzer says nationally has seen more bankruptcies in agriculture in the first half of 2025 than all of 2024. Town Pump has given $1 million to food banks around the state. MTN's John Amy stopped at the Butte Food Bank to see how this and other donations have helped serve people in need during the government shutdown.
The first batch of food donations is coming into the Butte Emergency Food Bank since the county declared an emergency, and many people are using it. It's a need that volunteers here say is both bitter and sweet.
Makes me feel good. Yeah. Puts a smile on your face too, but it makes you cry too.
Food donations were pouring in from an emergency food drive set up by Butte Silverbow after it declared an emergency on November 5th when federal SNAP benefits were cut due to the government shutdown. Town Pump also responded by donating $1 million to be distributed to 123 food banks across the state.
So we just heard that across the state and figured we needed to get in there and get them the financial resources that they need to bring food in.
Lately, the Butte Food Bank has been averaging about 10 new clients a day in need of food.
I got an 11-year-old kid, so it's pretty tough. You know, life's been tough, but you know, we're making it thanks to these people.
Food bank volunteers are eager to help out in these difficult times.
You know, while I don't have a lot of money being a young person, you know, so I figured I can donate my time and that'll at least be a little helpful.
People can donate non-perishable food by dropping them off at the Butte Civic Center Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 4 and 6 in the afternoon. People can also leave food out on their front porch December 6th for the Thompson Family Food Drive that goes to the Butte Food Bank. In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
Just ahead on your MTN News, aiding alpacas.
Hi. Hi.
In tonight's Montana Ag Report, a Houston sanctuary rescues 50 alpacas.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
When Madison County law enforcement called for help saving 50 severely neglected alpacas, a Houston couple answered. On tonight's Montana Ag Report, MTN's Caroline Weiss brings us the story of the alpacas from Pronking Pastures.
A Houston animal sanctuary is looking for a hand with the hay after rescuing 50 alpacas from a neglect situation. You. Oh my God. Madison County law enforcement removed more than 100 alpacas from rough conditions, finding homes for some and contacting rescues.
That's a lot to take on at one time.
Pronking Pastures founder Kim Williams and her husband Travis know that very well. They've been rescuing all sorts of animals for years, already caring for about 60 when Madison County called.
When I got the phone call, I panicked at first and I looked at my husband and I said, oh my gosh, we got to start finding resources and trying to figure out what to do. And he laughed at me and he said, this is what we do.
Well, it was daunting. Trailers soon brought 50 alpacas and 1 llama out to Houston.
There was no other option. It was that or euthanasia.
The alpacas were in bad shape.
A lot of infections, a lot of them are thin, really emaciated.
Many need round-the-clock care and emergency vet calls.
Everyone that's willing to fight for their health here, we're willing to do it for them.
And some were too far gone.
We have lost some. It's just been heart-wrenching because, we're not in this line of work for the loss, and we get into it for all the happy ending stories, the adoptions.
But William says it's worth it when the alpacas make it, despite the odds.
Thomas, one of the alpacas who I thought for sure had passed and rebounded and is now able to walk and stand. And it's just moments like that are ones that I'm going to hold on to during moments of, alpacas that we've lost. Thomas is moving. I love that for you, Thomas.
The rescue is looking for help, making more of these moments.
Donations of hay, paneling so we can section off smaller areas so we can do treatment. We appreciate people stopping by too and meet the alpacas and see exactly who you're donating to. These are great animals. I love to share them with others.
Williams hopes to eventually find new homes for all the alpacas. In the meantime, they're eating up, showing their personalities, and some are even starting to run.
When law enforcement dropped them off, it was really exciting because they hadn't seen them run before. Pronking is the happy run of an alpaca. It's a really funny, springy run when you're just happy, free of any fears or worries, and that's what we want to see for everybody that comes here.
In Houston, Caroline Weiss, MTN News.
Is that your hay?